Hey guys, welcome to the next project. What we're going to be doing here is this Patton tank. This is a tank from the Vietnam era, but as you can tell from my intro video, I'm going to be doing something a little different, and that is I'm going to be making this into a German Panzer from the TV series The Rat Patrol. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are really into armor and they're going to be pulling their hair out and cursing up and down, but that's okay because I'll kind of like to piss people off anyway. The reason I'm doing it as a German tank is because in the TV show The Rat Patrol, when it was filmed in the 60s, they didn't have any Tiger tanks to use, and they've gotten their tanks from the show, which, to be honest, predominantly they used the Priest tank as German tanks. They just painted them yellow and they used those. But the reason they had these tanks is because they filmed the Rat Patrol in the exact same location as the movie Patton. If you remember, Patton used these as Panzers also, along with P-51s as Messerschmitts. Again, at that time, there wasn't a lot of German tank and aircraft around to use, and people didn't really care back then. They didn't know. I mean, sure, there's going to be some people that knew, but the predominant people that saw the movie weren't going to be able to tell the difference, so it met the needs of the film crews, and that's what it was. So we're going to take this, and we're going to paint it into the colors from the series. Now, I had some great videos and snaps from the videos, which I can't show you because the YouTube Nazis, copyright Nazis, are hard at work on me and hammering the hell out of me. So I can show some stills, but I can't show you any video of these tanks being used as German tanks. So I'll grab some screen catchers and I'll put some around so you can see what I'm talking about if you don't remember. So that means we're going to build the tank pretty much as it is, but of course we're not going to use any of the American decals that came in here or any of the decals that came in here. We are only going to use the I'm going to use either some German swastikas or crosses that I have, or I'm going to use these. I picked these up, years ago, and I've yet to use them. Hang on a second. I've got some extra crosses that I can use here, or I've got these sheets here that have various different shies. They're stencils. Just example, some American ones, some older ones, and there's some German ones in here also. These are from Verlinden. I got these as part of a stash that I bought at an estate sale, and I kept these because you can never have enough the proper emblems of any given country. So that's what I got those for. So if you want to see a review of this tank, I will lead you to a link down below also from HPI Guy, who did a review of this last year. He does a great review, great kit reviews, and he does a hell of a lot better than I can do, so there's no need for me to go into it again. So you can see all the parts and what it looks like. This is a recent repop. The last time I saw this kit was probably, it came out in the 60s. I believe I got it when I was a kid in the mid-70s, early 80s maybe, and that was when it came out. And the kit here, as you can see, is a built model, was actually built by Shepard Payne. If you remember him, he was a master model builder, and he did a lot of work for Monogram at the time, and he did all their series, the builds on all their series and stuff like that. So I'm going to crack this open and get going, so hang on. Okay, well, we started construction on our German Patton tank as seen in the TV series Rat Patrol and also in the movie Patton. But I admit I'm primarily focusing on Rat Patrol because I thought that was a really cool TV series. But anyway, we started by working on the lower hull, and the lower hull is really kind of unique. I'm not an armor builder by any means, but most of the tanks that I have seen, and the few that I have, the hull is just one piece. In the case of the Patton tank here, it's 3 different pieces. We've got the left side, the right side, and we got the back. And you have to put them together. And when you put, you know, the 2 sides together, the back kind of confirms the location. You have it in place, and you let it dry. To do this, okay, so I had some time and fiddling with it. I'm using the old standard of the orange tester's glue, okay. So we got that in place, and then to shore it up, make it even more rigid, because we're going to have to do some sanding here. This is really kind of rough. I'm not too concerned about this and this because it's not going to be seen, but the lip up here needs to be handled a little bit. Some filler is going to need to go in there. But we are going to work somewhat on it, and while handling it and roughing it up with the, you know, manhandling with the sandpaper, I don't want it to crack and break open on me. So what I did, using some sprue pieces from the kit, I cut them down to size, and as you can see here, I cut them. I laid down a bead of the tester's gel glue, and then I put the pieces of styrene in there, and that's really that. Once you add the back piece here also, it's really added some good rigidity to it. So now I'm going to go forth and start my sanding and trying to level this stuff out, get a jump on it, and then we'll work on the next piece, which will be putting the top on here. And I'm sure we're going to have to do some seam work here, but hang on, we'll be right back. Alright, I think we're done for right now. Quick recap, we assembled the bottom of the hull, 2 pieces, a left and a right, and a back was the third part. We used the orange tester's glue for that. Let that dry. Then we went on the inside, we put styrene supports along the seam to help make it nice and rigid. Then we put the upper piece of the lower hull in place. Glued that in, let it dry. Did some really rough sanding to level out the uneven. I had like a step, you can see it here. Okay, you can see a little bit of a step. I'm not too concerned about it. Again, it's the bottom of the tank, so nobody's really going to notice that. So just roughly went over it. The part that concerns me most, of course, is up along here. There's a small gap, so we got that filled in with some regular old everyday auto bondo and spot and glazing putty. Okay, so we're going to put that in along the seams. We smooth out the seam because it was a pretty sharp edge right here, so we smooth that out. A little bit along the edges on the sides, both of them. Took care of this back seam again. This one's not going to be seen either, but again, I just want to get a little bit of a step up on it and knock it out. So we're going to let this dry, and then tomorrow we'll start doing some more sanding on it. So till next time, guys, be strong.